Hello, my name is Collection Connoisseur. I collect digital thingamabobs and video games, and today I'm playing Monster Train. This time on Monster Train, we are getting near the bottom of the expert challenges. Not that I've won them all, I've won a little over 1/3 of them, but we are near the bottom of the list. So today we're doing Make It Count. You start with more cards and Ember, but your pyre is fragile. Oh man, the pyre being fragile is really scary. I remember this one. So at the start of battle, apply Fragile and Damage Shield 2 to your pyre. Yeah, that's scary. But we do start with Improved Firebox and Lost Luggage. Oh, that's nice. And we get 12 additional random cards to our starting deck. Alright, that's a really interesting one. So make it count. For today, that doesn't really lean me towards any particular clan, so I'm just going to pick a clan combination that is different from the ones we've played recently. So let's do Hellhorned Umbra. The last time we won a Divine Victory with Hellhorned Umbra was on Covenant rank 13, and we did it with the primary. So let's do Exiled. So we've got the Shardtail Queen with the Queen Zimpling, and we've got Plinks. And of course, a whole bunch of other very random cards. Alright, let's get started. With the Shardtail Queen, we've never gone down Imperialist all the way. So if we have Imperialist as an option, I'm going to choose it. Anyway. We start with more than these random starting cards, so they're showing us some, but this is not all of it. We're fighting Seraph the Patient, who gets stuff on Rally and Incant. Alright. And applies melee weakness to our front unit each turn. Interesting. I think playing with the Umbra is really nice for that because you can put a morsel in front. And we do have Making of a Morsel, Imp in a Box, and Plinks. I do really like starting with Hornbreak. Let's see what the other 12 cards are, because we've got more than those. So, let's look at our deck first. We've got Ember Cache, interesting. Excavated Eruption, I like that. We've got A Fortify. We've got 2 Impressives, along with Imp in the Box, Molting Imp, and the Queen Zimplings. That's kind of nice, actually. We've got Mind Collapse, Prismal Dust, ooh, Transcend Imp. I like the Transcend Imp, too. Also a Welder Helper and an Umbra Stone. Man, this is a very interesting starting deck. It's very hard for me to figure out what to do with it next, but it's a very interesting starting deck. So we've got a lot of imps, and we can do a lot with imps. So let's think about that as we take our Divine Horde. Mark of an Exile. When played, your champion gains plus 50% max health. Don't know what we're going to choose for our champion upgrade, so I don't know if that's very good or not. Conscription Notice says that we get another random unit when we play our champion. Don't really mind that. Let's go with that one. Conscription Notice is interesting. And then, ooh, I like both of these. Mind Jacks is particularly interesting to me because that makes the middle floor very viable, which is very nice for the Last Divinity fight. Teeth of Gold is not bad though, especially when we're going to have as many morsels as we're probably going to have. I think I've got to take Mind Jacks. Mind Jacks makes the middle floor very viable, and I like that. Especially space is good when we've got both imps and morsels that we're trying to play. Oh, and we did get Imperialist. So Imperialist is what we're going to choose. We kill all imp units as an action, deal 20 damage per imp to enemy units. To all the enemy units. Ho. Okay. I like it. Alright, This first battle should be very easy. But I need to not allow anything to get to the top. We certainly want a unit draft, so let's turn that on. Alright. We've got a bunch of things, and whenever we play our champion, we're going to get another thing. The Transcend Imp we don't want at the very beginning. Impressive is nice, except that we don't have an Imp. We've got such a lot of things, though. I kind of think that we should play on floor 2. It's the floor that has the most space, and it allows us to set up a little bit more first. So let's play the Shardtail Queen here. We got a Rail Beater. Kind of nice. Kind of nice. Let's play our Rail Beater here, too. And then down here, I believe we want to play a Plink. So we got a Rebel Morsel. Rebel Morsel for next turn is not bad. Gives us more energy for next turn. Another Plink is not very useful. This is a good time to play Umbra Stone. The Shardtail Queen doesn't get a lot from Trample, but I guess the Rail Beater does. So let's put the Rail Beater on Trample. And then play the Rebel Morsel. Do I want a Train Steward in the center? Probably not. We probably want to play our Train Stewards at the bottom and let them die. Let's start doing that. We're not going to play Impressive this turn. We could play the Hornbreak to just deal 10 damage. I mean, if we don't deal the 10 damage, I guess you're going to deal melee weakness, so we will kill that one next turn. So let's just put a whole bunch of damage shield on my Rail Beater. 5 damage shield, I like it. Alright, great first turn. We're going to have great first turns every battle because of what we've got. The improved firebox and lost luggage. We can plink at the top to take out the Collector. I think we do that. We could also plink at the bottom to try to take that one out. Not as important. Let's plink at the top to get the Collector. Getting that money is very nice. We, of course, want to play Making of a Morsel. Play Making of a Morsel. If we play these Queen's Implings, they'll just get consumed by the Shardtail Queen, which is nice, but not necessary this turn, so let's just not do it. The Welder Helper, we don't mind getting consumed, because we get the 20 armor. Do we want to play a Queen's Impling at the bottom, or keep the Queen's Implings for later? Let's keep the Queen's Implings. I don't know if we're going to get through our deck, because our deck is quite large, but if we do get through it, those Queen's Implings are pretty nice. Molting Imp could take out a bunch of ones. Immortal Trade is kind of unnecessary. I did not notice that we had that. It's kind of unnecessary. I think we play the Molding Imp. And I think we play a Fortify. There's kind of no reason to play these cards. Yeah, let's keep the Queen's Impling for potential in the future. Just in case we get to that future. Once we get to 1, we could play the Mind Collapse to gain 2 more. Kind of like that. We could do Queen's Impling Impressive, and then Mind Collapse, and then play the other 2. Nice. Alright, let's do that. Impressive. Mind Collapse you, and then we can play the other 2 as well. Where do we play the Train Steward? Still not in the center? Still not in the center. We want that space for morsels and imp units. We did get a Weight of Contrition because of how we did that. But it doesn't matter, because we're very much going to win on this floor. Let's just click end turn and win. Okay, great so far. What in the world would we want to add to our deck? I guess we actually really do want the Impish Scholar. The Impish Scholar gets back a consume card, which could be Ember Cache or Imp in a Box, both of which are kind of nice to get back. Prismal Dust is also okay. Umbra Stone is questionable. So, two of them are nice. I'm still gonna take it. We've got an Imp deck already. Let's lean into that a bit. I don't think I want these. Another Mind Collapse or Prismal Dust would be more X cost cards, so if we happened to see the artifact that gave us benefits to X cost cards, it would be so much better. I don't think I want to just add more of those effects to my deck. So let's skip this one. We could have a Rail Beater just in the deck directly. I don't know if we care about Alpha Fiend. The Crucible Warden has a nice Gorge effect. It has a nice Gorge effect, but you see, the Crucible Warden is really nice if we are trying to survive bosses. Which maybe we are, but if we're trying to just kill everything that goes up the pyre, the Crucible Warden isn't the best option. Let's look at unit essences. Man, I don't like any of these unit essences either to put on another unit. I think the best one is probably Rail Beater or Crucible Warden or Skip. Skip is perfectly valid as an option. I think I'm gonna skip. I'm going to be a little bit purposeful about what we put in our deck. There's a Hellhorned banner unit or an Umbra banner unit. The Merchant of Magic is quite nice because we have so many spells. We have so many spells. Granted, if there was an Immortal Stone, the Merchant of Steel would be amazing, because we could put that on an Imp. But we can't guarantee an Immortal Stone. Let's go to the right, because we can just do more with the Merchant of Magic right now. Divine Temple, Value Stone is nice. We could put that on Excavation Eruption, for example. We could put that on a Mind Collapse or Prismal Dust or Umbra Stone. I mean, really, the Excavation Eruption makes the most sense if we're going to take that. Eternal Stone. I actually really like that for Imp in a Box. It does mean that there's less good things for the Impish Scholar that I added to my deck to get back. But I really like Eternal Stone on Imp in a Box. So I'm strongly considering that. Alright, let's look at what our unit is. The Alloyed Construct. How often do we get imps? We do get imps or not imps, morsels. Morsels. We do get morsels a lot because of Making of a Morsel. The plinks don't add it too much right now. So it's Making of a Morsel and that's it? Okay, never mind. We don't get morsels very often. Do we want the Crucible Collector when I turned down the other Crucible, the Crucible Warden? I don't know, maybe. I've got to take one of these. I think I'm going to take Crucible Collector. Just because I can't guarantee that we're going to get morsels for the Alloyed Construct. So Crucible Collector, will take you. Kind of sad about my options there, but we did what we could. Eternal Stone on Imp in a Box. Do we want Power Stone on anything? Power Stone is pretty decent on Hornbreak. It's also pretty nice on Mind Collapse, because then at 0, we can still slay something that has 10 or less health. And we could put it on a plank if we really wanted to keep the planks. I think I really like that on Mind Collapse. It makes the Mind Collapse just a lot more useful. I technically want an Ember Stone, but I don't know how much I want an Ember Stone. We could put it on Making of a Morsel, because we very much always want to play it when we draw it. Sure, let's put it on Making of a Morsel. And then I think I will take the Value Stone and put it on Excavation Eruption. Okay. We've taken some things. I could take a Purge Stone, but, you know, I don't like those. As much as I like to purge cards, I don't like to do it for 10 pack shards. Don't know what we're going to do in the next couple rings either. There's no value in going to Pyre Remains, so we're probably not going to go left there. I guess let's figure it out when we get there. Mark of Invasion. So Mark of Invasion is something that is a lot more painful when you've got a fragile Pyre. We know that we'd be able to play the Shardtail Queen and whatever we get from the conscription notice. And we are not sure about anything other than that, but it would make the plinks a lot better. And we do draw 10 cards on the first turn. Okay, fine. I'm going to turn it on. If this kills me, I will be very sad. If it kills me because I turned on Mark of Invasion when I had a fragile Pyre, I will be very sad. Okay. It's not going to kill me. At least we can say that much. I'm pretty sure I want to start with Making of a Morsel so that we can put a morsel down as the thing that gets the Ember Drain. Because we need to do things at the top. Do we need to do things at the top? We've got 2 planks. Maybe we could do things in the center. Interesting. Do we do things in the center? Because we have 2 planks that we could play at the top. We could certainly kill everything in the center because we could just play 1 Queen's Impling, which would mean the Shardtail Queen kills everything in the center. That makes this turn a lot harder to decide. The center is just so much better than the top. It has more space, and it has less Ember Drain. So I do think I want to play in the middle. Alright, let's play the Shardtail Queen first, see what we get. We got Steelworker. So what if we play the Crucible Collector at the top and the Steelworker in the center? In that case, I play Making of a Morsel and the Morsel Miner at the top with the Crucible Collector. And then we play a Plink at the top, but I want to play the Steelworker here in front of my Shardtail Queen. Let's do that. We want to play a Welder Helper in the center. The Shardtail Queen now killed everything. We play a Plink at the top. I mean, I kind of want the Crucible Collector to gorge a little bit at the beginning. We'll decide later what we actually want him to gorge. A Plink in the center is still rather good, so let's do it. 2 Rubble Morsels. How weird. So we could play the Queen's Impling at the bottom and play Impressive to just kill the Forged Disciple. We still get the Sinner's Burden, which is annoying. especially when we've got 2 rubble morsels. But I think we do that, because what else are we doing with our Queen's Impling? And we're not going to redraw it. As we found last battle, we're really not going to redraw these things. So 2 rubble morsels here because they fit. They don't fit at the top. And then a train steward at the bottom to get it out of the deck. So we've got our Sinner's Burden, we've got our Impish Scholar. Those are not consumed, are they? Oh, well, it says a random spell, right. Doesn't count for Impish Scholar that you have those in your discard pile. We want to play a Hornbreak probably on the Reconciler. Even though the Hornbreak would kill this pretty easily, we just don't want to draw these Sinner's Burdens all the time. And then another Train Steward in the bottom is okay. Where do we put our Queen's Impling? Do we save it? I don't think so. Let's play the Queen's Impling here and let it die. Let it deal its 10 damage. Impish Scholar we save. Okay, lots of good things to do. We certainly want to kill the Forged Disciple in the center. I think we can do that. And I think we don't want the Immortal Trade in the deck, although I haven't determined that for certain yet. Let's open the box. Imp in a box. You've got 2 Fledgling Imps, that's amazing. Alright, Fledgling Imp, Fledgling Imp. Both of those are going to get eaten. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Granted, it did take all of my energy to do that. But I did like it, so let's go with it. Ho-ho, Excavation Eruption on the perfect turn. Sounds good. Haha, it killed both of them. Alright, I think we just want to do Prismal Dust on our Steelworker. And a Fortify. And then we're very much going to win in the center. The Transcend Imp, yes. Alright, so we play Molting Imp. We play Transcend Imp. And then we've got a lot of power. The Transcend Imp is very good. Okay, what do we want in this deck? That's the hardest part. We probably want Fledgling Imp, honestly. Alright, we just want a lot of imps in the deck. Perils of Production we could play on imps, because they would die too. Let's take a Perils of Production. I like gaining that 3 Ember. What are we getting here? I mean, I think that we don't need a Divine Artifact at all to win the next battle. So I think we choose this, and we skip it. Because that is the long-term best choice. What do we have in the Divine Temple? Another Value Stone. You know, I don't think we need another Value Stone. The Seek Stone is interesting. The Seek Stone is definitely interesting. We could get the Ember Cache with our Seek Stone. Is that the best thing for us to get on the first turn? The Prismal Dust might be good on the first turn. The Umbra Stone is pretty decent on the first turn too, as long as we have something we want to put it on, which is currently a problem. We don't have something we really care about giving trample. Alright, so the Seek Stone is an option that we should consider after we find out what our Hellhorned unit is. Stack Stone. I mean, it's pretty good on the Prismal Dust. It's pretty good on Prismal Dust. We'll probably do that on Prismal Dust. Okay, so now we've got to choose one of these to do first. I think I'm going to choose the Concealed Caverns first. Oh, I like this one. Okay, what do we want? So the Railforger's Hammer gives us space on every floor. The History of the World gives +3 to a random floor. If that's the center, it's amazing. If it's not the center, it might not be amazing. Frozen Nostalgia, we really need the space, not the magic power. So it's really, do I feel lucky with the manual? Or do I just want lots, like the consistent extra space with the Railforger's Hammer? I think I want the consistent extra space. So, Railforger's Hammer. Next, Hellhorned Banner. Well, there is the Demon Fiend, which we can reliably play if we draw it turn 1, and we're somewhat likely to draw it turn 1. You know? That's not bad. We also could play it if we drew it alongside Excavation Eruption, or the Excavated Embers, or the Mine Collapse, or the Perils of Production. We actually have a lot of ways that we could potentially play Demon Fiend. Okay, let's take a Demon Fiend. Now, do I want to Seek Stone something now that I know that we have a Demon Fiend in our deck? I mean, we do want the Umbra Stone on the Demon Fiend. But that requires us to draw the Demon Fiend turn 1. What have we taken other than the Demon Fiend? The Crucible Collector? Crucible Collector... I mean, we could technically sacrifice the Crucible Collector to the Demon Fiend, guarantee that we get the Demon Fiend turn 1. And then we could give it Trample turn 1 every time. Thinking about it. Not sure yet. I think I do want the Stack Stone on Prismal Dust. Stack Stone on Prismal Dust, Surge Stone on a Plink, probably? Yeah, Surge Stone on a Plink. We could do an Ember Stone and Purge a card. I like that. Ember Stone and Purge. Making of a Morsel is a great thing to put an Ember Stone on. I really like how just useful that is to do. So let's do that. And then Purge a Train Steward. Purge a Train Steward. I want to purge Train Stewards more than I want to purge other things that I think are useless in this deck, so still purging a Train Steward. We've spent literally all our money. I think I am going to Seek Stone the Umbra Stone, but I don't think I'm going to sacrifice my unit yet. Okay. I have sort of a plan, but it's not enough of a plan to make it really work yet. But it's sort of a plan. Talos attacks every turn and gains armor on Slay. Now then. Of course we want to put things in the center. We did get our Demon Fiend. We could kill everything at the bottom, turn 1 with the Molting Imp. Kind of nice. Of course, that means we don't get to use our Plink at the bottom. Let's do what we know we're going to do. So Shardtail Queen, we know we're going to do that. That gives us a random unit. The Wickless Tycoon, we're going to put that at the bottom, because we're going to play Demon Fiend in the center. We're going to play the Wickless Tycoon at the bottom. And I think we're going to do Plinks. So if the first Plink is this one, then the Consume Plink will almost certainly kill, well, certainly kill the last 2. So we get 3 morsels guaranteed. And you just gave us a lot of money. Okay, what else do we want? We're going to play our morsels, of course, but not our imps. We can also get a making of a morsel. So I think we want the morsel miner in the center. We want the magma morsel in the center. Let's put the magma morsel in the center. And then I'm going to put the other 2 at the bottom. So you are going to get stronger. You don't harvest because they're not dead, they're just eaten, which, you know, sounds the same but is different. Give you trample and fortify you, I guess. We could play a Queen's Impling at the top, but you would actually gain more health off of that, because when you slay, you get armor 25. Okay, let's just play a Plink on you. It's not very meaningful to play a Plink, but it was the little that we could do. Transcend Imp is not a very useful thing to draw right now. Crucible Collector could go at the bottom. Don't really want it in the center. I don't really want much of any of these in the center. Don't really like getting the Transcend Imp this early. The Impressive is doing nothing for me, so I think we're just going to play things at the bottom. Crucible Collector, I guess in front because it has the Gorge. And then 2 Train Stewards we could put in front and they would die, and you would get money. Give me some money. Get rid of my Train Stewards. Oh right, Train Stewards are too big. I wish we could sacrifice a Train Steward. Doesn't count as an imp. Jeez. Okay, well, that was not the best turn. Okay, you are going to slay something probably at the bottom, which is unfortunate. This Plink can do a lot of stuff in the center. It kind of did. You can get me a little bit more Ember, I guess. I guess we play a Rubble Morsel at the bottom so that you gain lifesteal. And then we've got to put something in front. Oh, actually, maybe we should have put 2 things in front. We could play the Impish Scholar in front, too. Have we consumed anything? We've consumed a Plink, actually. We've consumed a Plink. It might not get the Plink. It got the Umbra Stone. Okay, well, you know. Giving you Trample twice doesn't do anything, so... I guess that's what happened. Let's play our Ember Cache. And let's play a Mind Collapse to kill one of you 2 and gain 2 extra Ember. And then if we play a Queen's Impling, the Crucible Collector survives. And you don't get a Slay. And we kill that one. You know, a lot of good things are happening. what do we get for the bottom? Well, we do have an imp in the box, which might give us something good for the bottom. We got 2 Pyre Choppers. Well, that is a lot of stuff, I guess. The Queen's Impling is very good to start at the bottom, so let's start there. We could play a Welder Helper. We could play 2 Pyre Chompers. What are we going to do with the Ember when they come back around? Not sure. We could play a Pyre Chomper in the center. Although I kind of like the Welder Helper in the center. Let's play a Welder Helper in the center if nothing else. Alright, next thing that we're playing is a Pyre Chomper. At the bottom, it would not cause us to survive unless we played another Pyre Chomper at the bottom, which we can do. It's a lot of Pyre Choppers. Just to save you. You know, let's save you. Because you're going to heal up, because you've got your lifesteal. And then we've got tons of Ember that we don't get to do anything with. Mostly it's really nice to get the constant harvest money, because we've gotten 65 money during the battle so far, just because of this Wickless Tycoon. That's very nice. The Fledgling Imp we certainly want to play in the center. I think we're going to play the Plink at the bottom. Plink at the bottom. We got a Morsel Jeweler. How nice. Fledgling Imp we play in the center. And then Horn Breaks don't do much. The Morsel Jeweler goes here. I guess the Horn Break, it could save 7 health on my Demon Fiend, or we could just do 10 damage to the boss. I think I'm going to choose to do 10 damage to the boss. Alright, Relentless Phase. We haven't done very much up to this point for the Relentless Phase to already be here. We can do a Queen's Impling and Impressive that will do 60 damage, and then we can do Excavation Eruption. We would get our Ember back, but who cares? We need to draw more cards for that to matter. Still seems like a good thing to do. The Perils of Production can actually go on anybody at the bottom. Yeah, Impressive. Impressive first. Gets us more harvest. And then the Excavation Eruption. And then Perils of Production could cause us to do more damage by putting it on you. Not a lot more damage, but a little bit more damage. And you do get a harvest for my own guy dying. We gained 90 gold during the battle. That's so nice. Alright, and then we are very easily winning. We also finally drew our Prismal Dust. I've been waiting for that the whole time. Let's play our Morsel Miner anyway, though. Got our Morsel Miner. Alright. So far, so good, but I do worry about how strong we're getting. One Horm's Tome. Apply Fragile and Multi-Strike. I don't know if I want that. The Impelate is kind of really impressive. Because, and it's not the card impressive, of course, but it is impressive itself. Because we have so many imps in the deck. Let's take Impelate. We have a lot of imps in the deck. Ooh, we could take Apex Imp. Apex Imp, we don't have a lot of things that give us armor, do we? We have Fortify. And the Apex Imp would just die unless we played it on a floor other than where our Queen, our Shardtail Queen is. So we could consider not getting the Apex Imp. The Morsel Maker is another option. It's not something we would want in the center. but it does have a very interesting sacrifice effect. We could do the Morsel Maker's sacrifice effect on our Demon Fiend, so the Demon Fiend grows over the course of the battle, little by little. Kind of like that option. Let's take the Morsel Maker so that we could potentially do that. And then we have space from the Mind Jacks and the Railforger's Hammer, so not Light of Seraph. We have Ember from a lot of our cards, and Improved Firebox. Inscription Notice kind of gives us Ember, so we mostly need Herzal's Compound. Easy decision. Okay. The Pyre Remains do nothing for us because our Pyre is fragile. The Duplicate, not sure what I would duplicate. I definitely want to remove, I definitely want another artifact. I would like to see another unit. Alright, we're going to the left. Of course, these three options, once we go into them, we have to choose. So let's peek in the Divine Temple first. A True Stone and a Twin Stone. The Twin Stone is quite interesting. We could get another Imp in a Box. We could put the Twin Stone on Imp in a Box. It's kind of strange. Could put it on Making of a Morsel. Not bad at all. I often put it on Perils of Production to get lots of Ember, but it doesn't have to be that time, or this time. It's not bad on Making of a Morsel, though. Huh. We'll think about it. The True Stone could go on Excavation Eruption very nicely. We're probably going to put True Stone on Excavation Eruption. So, we're probably going to do that. Let's do one of these three. I guess we know what we want for the Champion upgrade, because we're going to do Imperialist too. Even though this is kind of nice to go down as well, I've never been down Imperialist all the way to number 3. So we're going to try going all the way down. Umbra unit first. I still think Alloyed Construct is interesting, but probably not a good idea. And I don't think I want another Crucible Collector. Okay, so we skip these. Skipping those feels bad. It's probably not bad, but it feels bad. Trader's Quill doesn't do much with our deck. Jackstrips doesn't do much, period. But it does something. Unstable Vortex, we can get rid of 2 Train Stewards, because those are quite bad. And then I don't know if I want to do the Engage pack yet. Actually, I do, because I think the Morsel Maker is what I'm sacrificing. So we're sacrificing Morsel Maker and putting that on the Demon Fiend. So the Demon Fiend grows every turn. And then the True Stone is really good on Excavation Eruption. Let's do that. Okay, we're at 75 pack shards. I still didn't do the Twin Stone. Should we do the Twin Stone? That's the next question. I mean, I kind of think we should. Let's take the Twin Stone and put it on the Making of a Morsel. Okay. Well, you know, they were choices, and I hope they were good choices. Heaven's Seal is really scary with the fragile, or the final shard, the Fragile Pyre. So I don't want to do it. Let's just click Fight, as much as I like random artifacts. So, we got Transcendent on the first turn, not the turn you want to see it. They also have Spell Shield, which is annoying. You are going to die from Jackstrips, so we only have to take out the Clipped Reflector. I think as usual, we're going to start with the Shardtail Queen and see what other unit we get. Animus of Will. Multi-strike 2. You know, I kind of want to put that in the center, even though it takes up space. Let's not do it, though. Maybe we want to do the Crucible Collector and the Animus of Will together. Probably. The Umbra Stone, you're going to get trampled yet again. I think the Welder Helper is good in the center. First turn. Sure. And then I'm thinking about getting Ember Drain by playing at the top to put the Crucible Collector and Animus of Will at the top this turn. It's probably a good idea. So, let's do it. And then most of the other things I really don't care to play. I guess we'll play the Plink. It takes off your spell shield, but it gives you 10 armor. Maybe we don't play the Plink. We've consumed Umbra Stone. You could get back Umbra Stone, which is not my favorite. The Molting Imp could kill you, but you're dying from jack strips anyway. Let's just play the Train Steward and let it die. Okay. That was my first turn. Not my favorite first turn. We did get an Imp. We got our Fledgling Imp, which I like, because we kind of need to get an Imp so that we can deal the 30 damage. Yeah, now you're almost dying. We could do the Impressive, but you've got a Spell Shield. Almost dying is good enough for right now. You'll die at the top. You die because of jack strips, although we're probably going to play Mind Collapse on you. We could play it on the Collector instead. See no point in doing one of those over the other. We play our Ember Cache, we play our Mind Collapse. I guess we Mind Collapse the Quill Marksman, so that we can play Hornbreak. And Impressive, but the Impressive doesn't do anything, so we're just Hornbreaking the Clip Guard. Okay. It's not going great, but we are doing just fine. It's just I would like to be doing a little bit more damage by this point. Don't really like this hand. I need to get rid of these normal Plinks. Let's play the Imp in a box. Another Fledgling Imp. Very nice. Now you're almost dying. If we play the Queen's Impling, you will die. I'm going to play the Fortify on you. Is there anything better to do other than play Queen's Impling? We could play Impressive to sacrifice you, which doesn't really do that much more than the Shardtail Queen is doing anyway. Play the Queen's Impling here. Okay. I'm worried about next turn. So, it is now next turn. And I've been worried about the center, because you're only taking 42. We did get a whole bunch of imps this turn, which basically solves the problem. So, never mind. We also got those two. The Morsel Miner goes here, because we want to play imps here. So, here's an imp. Now they're all dying. Which means we don't need to play another imp. Which means let's play Making of a Morsel, get another morsel, and put this morsel in the center, so that our Demon Fiend gets stronger. And then we still have an Ember to play. Queen's Impling at the bottom to deal 10 damage. Sure. It's not a great option, but it's an option. Why do I want even more space in the center? I do, though. I want more space in the center. These are not the best options. I mean, we can play Making of a Morsel, which is good. We can play the Morsel Miner on either floor. Kind of want to play it at the top. So let's play it at the top. And then we can Perils of Production the Morsel Miner. And then we can play Prismal Dust for 10 damage shield. It would give you 10 health, but honestly, you're going to get killed by the things up there. So, 10 damage shield. That should help defeat the boss. But I'm not worried about the bosses. I'm worried about everything else. Everything else before the bosses, basically. I really like seeing the Transcend Imp and the Imp in a Box. We just have to deal damage with the Excavation Eruption to gain that Ember. We could play it at the top to guaranteed gain 2 Ember. But you know I want to play it at the bottom to try to get 4. We got 2. Granted, we have Mind Collapse, which can get me another 2 at the end of the turn. So let's play Imp in a Box. Molting Imps. You know, Molting Imps do something, I guess. You regen health at the end of the turn, which means if we play lots of kind of pointless imps at the bottom, then you use up your regen. Kind of. You use up a little bit of your regen, not a lot of your regen. Oh no! Playing the Molting Imp meant I couldn't do Mind Collapse, which means I can't play Transcend Imp. That was a mistake. This says enemy units too. Oh, that was a mistake. Alright, well now that we're down this path, I guess we're playing Molting Imp here. But I'm very sad about that mistake. That was not a good mistake to make when you have so much health, but we have lots of damage, so we'll be fine. But if I hadn't already solved the boss with damage shield, that would have been kind of bad. Alright, well, click and turn and win. The Demon Fiend is nice, but the problem is he's kind of just a 50-50 unit. And a 50-50 unit is not all that it's cracked up to be at this point. Rage Serum doesn't do much. Another Impish Scholar, I mean, it does mean that if we got any really good Consume card to get back, we would snap it up immediately, because we could get it back potentially twice. Sure, you know what? Impish Scholar goes in the deck. Prism Retrieval is not wonderful. Void Binding can be incredible if we can deal with the Ember Drain 3. Which I'm not sure if we can. How bad is it to have Ember Drain 3 potentially during the battle? Once we play Ember Caches... Once we play Ember Cache and we've got our Excavation Eruption and Perils of Production, it's not terrible, it's just that we don't draw those things every turn. I still think I might need to take it. I'm gonna say no. And if not the Void Binding, do we take the Ember Cache? I think we do take the Ember Cache. Okay. We have some money where we could go to the Merchant of Trinkets and spend it for an artifact. We could get basically 3 artifacts by going to the left. I think that's probably better than the right. 3 artifacts? Let's go. So, let's peek in the Merchant of Trinkets first, just in case it matters. I don't like those options, but we can always re-roll. 20th morsel unit, we deal 150. We just don't play 20 morsel units very quickly. That could change based on what else we get at the other two artifacts. So I'm going to not re-roll yet, so that I can look in here first. Ooh, Mask of Penumbra. The Precious Plating basically does nothing. Mask of Penumbra doesn't help me every turn, but when it helps, it really helps. And the Infused Mallet just doesn't do much. So Mask of Penumbra. Okay. Chain of Gems? Chain of Gems is pretty nice. I like Chain of Gems. Refracting Lens, again, doesn't do anything because of the final shard, so Chain of Gems. And that didn't make me want to choose Shadow Box, so we're going to click Reroll. Commemorative Spike is not bad. Hell's Banners basically solves all of my Ember problems for the rest of this run. If I could take both of those, I definitely would. Collection of Tales is not bad. I think we take Hell's Banners. And now, things that cost a lot are not so bad to take, because we almost always can get Hell's Banners. With Morsel units and Imps, we can basically always get Hell's Banners. Ooh, the Self-Made Harpy is kind of scary. The Silent Marksmans can be bad, and we don't have many spells that take them out. Certainly not turning on Armor Emblem. So those back to Silent Marksmans are the problem. Excavation Eruption solves it this time, but you know, the Jack Strips solves these, but not those. Excavation Eruption we're definitely going to play at the bottom. Whatever we play first gets a damage shield, so I'm thinking about what I play first with that in mind. Do we care about the Shardtail Queen getting damage shield too? Or the Crucible Collector getting damage shield too? I guess I don't really care that much this turn. So let's just play the Shardtail Queen, see what we have as our unit. Nameless Siren. Incant gain Rage 2. We can certainly incant a lot. Do I play the Nameless Siren at the bottom? I think we play it at the top. I think what we're going to do is play the Crucible Collector, this Morsel Miner that I just... No! Oh no, I didn't get the spell chain because my hand was full. Whoops. That was a mistake. Alright, this Morsel Miner goes up here though. We got another Making of a Morsel, how about that? Crucible Collector goes up here. Nameless Siren goes up here. We play another Making of a Morsel. That goes up there too. Ooh, the Plink. The Plink can give me more morsels as well. Do we want more morsels or more energy? We don't really care about more energy. We have tons of energy. Alright. 2 more morsels. Ooh, energy for next turn. I like it. So I guess what we do is we play a Rubble Morsel here. We play a Rubble Morsel here. And then we Excavation Eruption to kill the last one of those. Umbra Stone the Crucible Collector, or the Nameless Siren, actually. Because you're going to gain lots of rage. And theoretically, we're getting that Umbra Stone back. Theoretically. And then the other ones I don't really care about. Let's play the Plink at the top so that we get the extra rage, though. Okay. That was a turn. We have lots of Ember this turn, which is good because the Demon Fiend comes out this turn. And then we play a Queen's Impling at the bottom. That gives us Ember. Oh, that's going to give you armor. How sad. I want to get rid of the Train Steward too, but giving that guy at the bottom lots of armor is not good for me. Ember Cache we play up here because of the Rage. And then I don't think we play Immortal Trade or the Train Steward because we don't want to play the Train Steward to give you 10 armor. Is the 10 armor that bad? It could be. Your stealth 2 is bad. I think we play the Train Steward. Get rid of it out of the deck. Give you 10 more armor. Oh, actually, it doesn't die because haha, the Silent Marksman spends all 25 on the Queen's Impling. Okay, that was actually much better than I thought it was going to be. Alright, Fledgling Imp in the center. That will kill the Silent Marksman. I want to play Imp in a Box, of course, but I also want to play all of these other things. If we play Imp in the Box, we could play lots of other things, though, in theory. Definitely when we get Pyre Chomper. Alright, are we playing Pyre Chomper in the center or something else? Does it really matter which imp we play in the center? No. Actually, it kind of does, because if we deal 10 more damage to the Clip Defender, the Demon Fiend does 10 more damage to the Overcharged Tank. So, Queen's Impling can go in the center. Now, let's play... Oh, actually, you don't have Trample. Let's see if we can give you Trample by playing an Impish Scholar. Nope, we got a Plink. So you don't have Trample. I forgot the fact that you didn't have Trample. Well, let's play the other things. Plink goes here. Oh, that was an amazing Plink, because now the other Plink... well, the other two Plinks, I guess. But the Pyre Chomper needs to be played first. Pyre Chomper first, so that we have more Ember. And then we can play this Plink and kill this one and get even another Morsel. Morsel Excavator. We'll put that at the top too. And then Ember Cache, we play that at the top. There's no value in playing Plink in the center. I don't think there's value in playing the Pyre Chomper right now. So let's play the Plink at the top to gain more rage. Alright, you're not dying, but to be fair, you're also getting very hurt, and we can take you out of the top. The Prismal Dust is here. We don't have 2 units to play, so we can't get the Hell's Banners this turn. So I guess we just play Prismal Dust to do 6 damage shield, because that's good. Let's do 6 damage shield right here. And then we can play the Mind Collapse to get some more Ember for this turn. Okay. If we play Impressive, we kill the front one. Seems valuable. Of course, we could just play Impelate to kill the front one, but we could play Impressive to kill the front one that's currently the front one, and then Impelate to kill the next one. We didn't play Welder Helper. Kind of sad. Would have liked to play that. But still. Well, let's fortify you. Let's stop there, because this is a kind of pointless turn. Alright. At least we drew the cards we didn't want to play on a turn that it didn't matter much. Oh man, we can do so much this turn. Oh my. The Transcend Imp is here. Let's play the Impish Scholar at the bottom. We got a Plink. Interesting. Let's play the Queen's Impling at the bottom. Let's play the Transcend Imp in the center, I think. Let's play the Excavated Ember first, though. Excavated Ember first, just in case we got another good imp. Alright, Transcend Imp is going to get us back cards from the Consume pile, and do many other things. The Fledgling Imp is the one that I'm thinking about the most. We actually haven't played many imps. I mean, we've played these three. So, let's play the Transcend Imp. This is the turn to play it. Transcend Imp, go. We got Prismal Dust back. Uh-oh. That's pretty nice. We could just play Prismal Dust, and then Mind Collapse, and then do other things. I guess that's the best option. So Prismal Dust, apply 14 damage shield, and then Mind Collapse so that we get to do more. And then I guess we want to play this Ember Cache up here, and this Plink at the bottom. Because we got a Rubble Morsel, which we can play, I mean, at the top, I guess. Because your 6 lifesteal would matter, possibly. The Morsel Miner I'm going to put in the center, though. I think we win against the boss easily because of our 20 damage shield. The 7x8, though, is real bad. Yeah, the 7x8 makes that a lot worse than I was hoping for. Right. Well, let's play a Pyre Chomper here. There's no reason to play the Pyre Chomper. The Molting Imp and the Queen's Impling do more. So let's play those two. And then Hornbreak and Excavation Eruption. We can't fit the Pyre Chomper. We can play the Perils of Production to deal more damage because of the Rage 3. Okay, you still have 200 health. We're going to get through that, I think. But it's really scary that you have 200 health. The ×8 attack really got through my damage shield. Okay, 200 health, what can we do? Well, we're not doing much yet. But to be fair, the first unit that we play does get 2 damage shield. So it can take a bunch of hits. Let's start with Excavated Ember. Impressive. I mean, it does something, but let's keep going. Okay. Unfortunately, that's all we've got. We really wanted to remove those plinks faster, didn't we? We didn't get a morsel unit to play. We basically have to win here, because the 2 damage shield on our Pyre does nothing against this. So, we're going to play the Welder Helper. It's going to get 2 damage shield, and give 20 armor. We could turn around and then sacrifice that Welder Helper. Because maybe the 50 damage is better than having a Welder Helper that consumes a little bit of the hits. I think the 50 damage might be better. That's scary. So we play the Welder Helper in the center. 136. Okay. You deal 8 times 7 is 56. So you don't kill him the first few hits. He heals up because of the lifesteal, but he doesn't have enough health to survive your hits. So he dies the second time through. That takes how many hits of yours? So it takes 6 of your hits? And then you spend 2 not killing the welder helper, and then you get another hit? If we sacrifice the welder helper, then you get the same number of hits in. So I think sacrificing the welder helper allows us to win. With the horn break. Haha, we win. Barely. We barely win. Alright. Well, that was really scary. We barely won that battle. But we did win, so we get to move on. I don't want another impressive. I don't know if I want another impish scholar, honestly. And I don't think we want branding right either. I guess we skip. Please give me something I want. The engine upgrade is decent. I think the Grovel is good. Let's take Grovel. Wretch is not bad either. Actually, the Wretch is not bad. Is the Grovel better than the Wretch? I don't think so. I think the Wretch is better. Because we've got Making of a Morsel, so we get back a whole bunch of Morsel Miners, whereas this only has a chance to give Morsel Miners. And I don't think the Damage Shield 1 makes enough difference for me not to want Wretch instead. Alright. What in the world do we do here? I would love to duplicate a card, but I don't know which card we would duplicate. We could remove more cards, which is good. We could visit a Merchant of Magic, which is good. Are those better than a Concealed Caverns and duplicating a card, though? What do we duplicate, if we duplicate? I mean, maybe what we would duplicate is Transcend Imp, because when you play Transcend Imp, theoretically that does amazing things. In theory. So we could duplicate Transcend Imp, or we could remove some cards and go to a Merchant of Magic. I think we duplicate Transcend Imp. This 20 Pyre health does nothing. What do we get? We have to get something good. Please give me something good. Otherwise, we probably die. Oh, we can't do it because our pyre is fragile. Oh, I actually thought that our pyre being fragile would mean that this would be free because we lose pyre health, but we don't care about pyre health. But instead, this is unusable. Oh, that's so bad. At least we've clicked a button that we've never clicked before. I don't think I've ever just left the train graveyard like that. Oh, so both of those were useless. All we got out of this is copying our Transcend Imp. Which sounds good, but it might not be that amazing. That was bad. I think we're gonna die in this next one. Let's see if we can handle it. Alabaster Guardians have multi-strike, Felon powers units with rage. Okay. Okay. We have lots of things that we can do this first turn, at least. Start with the Shard Tail Queen. Actually, do we want to start with the Demon Fiend, because whatever we start with gets the damage shield. I mean, maybe. Start with Demon King. Alright, Shard Hill Queen, go. We got a Siren of the Sea. I like that. That can go up here with the Crucible Collector. So the Crucible Collector is going to go in front, I guess? Sure. Crucible Collector goes in front. Wish you had more health, but you don't. You go here. And then every time we incant at the top if we can. Ember Cache. Ember Cache. Imp in a Box. Welder Helper I like to see. Welder Helper can go right there. You're going to die from the Jack Strips, so we have to deal with 105 health. We're going to be able to kill this no problem, at least. Because we just placed another Queen's Impling. Actually, you're going to die from Mind Collapse, because we want to play the rest of the cards, right? I don't know. Umberstone goes on here. And then we could Clink at the top to get the Rage, or the Incant, I mean. And then Mind Collapse, I guess we could actually do that at the top. We don't need the extra Ember. We don't really, like, 10 damage on you doesn't do as much probably as 10 damage on the Alabaster Guardian and the Incant. Okay, you know? They were decisions. Again, I'm not sure if I liked my decisions or not, but they were decisions. We got the Transcend Imp really early. Granted, we've got 2 of them now. We can get tons of Ember this turn, for what that's worth. Maybe I should have fortified you. Probably. I'm going to play the Train Steward at the top. Train Steward at the top. Train Steward just dies. And then we play a Queen's Impling. In the center, I think. Now we can play more cards. I think we don't play the Transcend Imp just yet. Heralds of Production we could play. Doesn't really do anything for me. I think we play Excavation Eruption and hope that it kills this Quill Marksman. Our hope did not pan out. Okay. I think we stop there. Our Train Steward didn't die at the top? Wait a minute. How did it not die? Thought it was being dealt 8 damage. Oh, I played it first so it got the damage shield. I actually wanted it to die. Oh well. Fledgling Imp definitely goes here. Thinking about what I'm going to play. Because do we put the Fledgling Imp in front so that it has the damage shield? If we did that, we would want to kill the Quill Marksman with the Hornbreak. Okay. I'm willing to do that. Or we just let it die, because it actually takes all 3 hits. Oh man. That was better than I expected it to be. Alright. Morsel Miner goes up here. And then we've got some Ember, but we can't really play a whole lot of stuff. I don't like your sweep. What am I going to do? I've got 4 Ember. This would cost me I mean 0 for the first one, but 1 for the second one. So that cost me 1, 2, 3, 4. So we could play all of our cards. I think I want to play the Queen's Impling in the center and then sacrifice it. Queen's Impling in the center and sacrifice. That way we can play Making of a Morsel at the top. And again. And play one of the Morsel Miners here. Keep the other one in the deck because of Mask of Penumbra. And then Hornbreak. Maybe we Hornbreak the Master of Light. Because I don't know what else... Oh no, the Train Steward being in front. Actually, we could Hornbreak the Train Steward. Let's Hornbreak the Train Steward and put the other Morsel Miner here. There you go. Okay. We got a Transcend Imp. Transcend Imp is getting much better. You get to heal up this turn, which is nice. If we play the Welder Helper in the center, the Welder Helper would survive because of the damage shield, but then we could play Transcend Imp. The Transcend Imp would die, but it would do the Fledgling Imp and all of the Queen's Implings, and another Welder Helper, plus this Welder Helper. Seems kind of nice. Let's do those things. Welder Helper and Transcend Imp in the center. And then we could kill this Alabaster Guardian finally with the Queen's Impling and Impelate. Oh. Impelate is not the one that requires me to sacrifice an imp. Right. Okay, well, playing the Queen's Impling was kind of pointless. Could have played a Plink at the top instead. I'm going to play this Hornbreak on the back one. So I think we're doing fine, but I'm worried about the boss at this point. So that Wretch is going to be kind of incredible, I think. The Prismal Dust is what I really want to play this turn. And then we kind of have to play Queen's Implings. Maybe we don't play the Prismal Dust, but if we don't play it this turn, I don't know when we're playing it. I don't see how we play it this turn effectively, though. So let's play 2 Queen's Implings. You know, we could play Prismal Dust, never mind, because the Queen's Implings gave me energy because of Hell's Banners. So now we play Wretch. 3 Morsel Miners. That's all we've consumed, was 3 Morsel Miners, but I'm very glad to have them. We just play them all at the top. Morsel Miner, Morsel Miner, Morsel Miner. And then what would an Impish Scholar get back? It could get back Ember Cache or Umbra Stone. I like both of those. The Umbra Stone significantly less, but I kind of would prefer the Prismal Dust on our Demon Fiend. Okay. Next turn we have to deal with these things in the center again. At least our Demon Fiend is doing lots of damage. So the Impressive is what we need an imp to sacrifice for. Can we please go to the center? Thank you. Alright. We want to do Impish Scholar in the center. We got an Ember Cache back. I like that just fine. We do another Imp in the center. Or we can do one down here to deal 5 damage to you. Another imp in the center would mean we would kill the Clipped Guardian this turn. But I think we could do that by sacrificing this one. Actually, it does more if we don't sacrifice it. So let's play the Molting Imp at the bottom. Because then what we can do is sacrifice it at the bottom and do 50 damage. Play our Ember Cache at the top, of course, so that you get all of your Incant. Heralds of Production is somewhat pointless. I guess we could do 6 more damage in the center. And then a Plink. Kind of want to do it at the bottom to potentially get you down further, but I think I'm going to do it at the top. For the Incant. I need to draw something to deal with you, and we've got, well, a lot of things in the deck, but some of them are Plinks. We need to get rid of those Plinks. You know, that's not a bad Plink. It might not kill that one, though. We've got a Hornbreak as a backup. Let's start with the Excavated Embers. Which gave me another Plink. And a Making of a Morsel. You know, I like my Making of a Morsel. I think we're going to play this Plink. We could play it at the top. No, I think I'd rather play it here and hope it kills that one. Hope failed. Alright, Hornbreak this one then. And then we could play the Morsel Miner in the center. Kind of like that. Let's play the Morsel Miner in the center. In front because it gets the damage shield. Ooh, we got an Excavated Ember too. Alright, play that. And another card that I don't think I care about. How bad is Ember Drain 2? It's kind of bad. It's kind of bad, and it's kind of not bad. The Lifesteal 4 doesn't do much for me yet, though. So I think we just play all of our Plinks at the top so that we get the Incant. Okay. Final wave. I wish I was more prepared for this final wave. I really do wish I was. We can play Impish Scholar and Transcend Imp. We get some Ember back when we play those. So let's start with Imp in a Box. Imp in a Box gives us 2 imps. We got another Transcend Imp. Amazing. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is play 2 imps at the bottom. That'll give me 3 Ember. And we get to play 1 Transcend Imp. Because we don't have any imps that give me Ember. No. We can't play 2 Transcend Imps in the center, but we could play 1. Yeah. So we play a Queen's Impling. We have to play this so that we could afford to play a Transcend Imp. So we do. We got an Excavated Ember. Actually, that's great. Because then we can afford to play more things. We can play 2 Transcend Imps, which might give me back Excavated Embers. Which might mean we get to do even more things. Okay. We got a Prismal Dust back. Let's play the other Transcend Imp and see what it does. Okay. I don't know what to do with that set of things that we got. We could play Excavation Eruption now, and it would kill this and give me more Ember. Alright. We have more Ember. I feel like we have to play Impalade on the boss. I'm thinking about playing my Fortify on you because of the Incant. The Prismal Dust is not great when we don't have much Ember to use. Yeah, let's do the Fortify here, because I think you're going to matter again. Impalate on the boss, and then why not another Ember Cache, right? Okay. Weird turn. That was a weird turn. I think we might be fine, but I'm not sure. We're only doing 760. We did get a Wretch, which is kind of nice. Let's do Excavated Ember. We play those at the top. Excavated Ember, we play those at the top. Excavated Ember, we play those at the top. Alright. Making of a Morsel, we play at the top. Making of a Morsel, we play at the top. We don't have room for all of our Morsel Miners, so I'm going to play one at the top. It was the one that had Damage Shield. That was maybe not the best one to play at the top, actually. Well, the Damage Shield doesn't do anything, does it? No, it doesn't. Alright. We have to play Wretch this turn, but we want to play all of the other cards first. We can't play Impressive, because we don't have an Imp. Okay. We play another Making of a Morsel. We need to play the Making of a Morsel down here, because you just have so much more health. So the Morsel Miner goes here. We're going to have lots of Morsel Miners, though. We don't have enough space to put all the Morsel Miners. So I could just do Wretch right now. Morsel Miner, Morsel Miner, Morsel Miner. And then a Horn Break, because that does more per Ember than Mind Collapse. And then Mind Collapse, doing 46 damage. Okay, we need to do 500 damage at the top. I don't know if we can. I don't know. This is another one where we might just die. Our center is just not good enough. Well, let's see what we can do. We can play Excavated Embers. We can play Excavated Embers. We can play an Imp in a Box. Oh, Fledgling Imp is nice. Do we want to play Welder Helper first? I mean, yes. Welder Helper first. In front, because it gets damage shields too. How much does that help? Because you have Lifesteal 5. What is 17 times 4? 17 times 4 is 64? That's so close, I need to do that math again. 17 times 4 is 64. So you heal up after every time you deal damage, which means Immortal Trade is amazing this turn? Wait a minute. It only did a little bit more? 17 times 4. 17 times 4 is... Oh no, it's 68. 68 is exactly your health. I did the math twice and I did it wrong. Alright, well... I think the Welder Helper in the center is better. I should have given the lifesteal to you. Welder Helper in the center. And then Fledgling Imp behind it. And then we're winning? Oh my gosh, we barely won the last two battles, but we did win both battles. Oh man. I don't know how I'm surviving. It's by little bits. And even with some mistakes too, which means I could be doing it by a little bit more. Alright, so should we take another Transcendent? I think the answer is yes, but it feels weird. Feels weird. Alright, we definitely get another Herzal's Compound. With a 42 card deck, you need lots of draw every turn. Okay. We really could use a Merchant of Steel, because we haven't upgraded our Crucible Collector or Demon Fiend at all. Not to mention there are many Imps, which there are a few things that would be good for the Imps. I would also like the Unstable Vortex and the Merchant of Magic, but I think we've got to go this way. So let's go this way. And let's hope this is not a nothing Concealed Cavern again. Anyway, there's the money. We get to click Imperialist 3 for the first time. It only does 10 more damage. I mean, you have a lot more stats though. I don't think I like Imperialist 3 that much. Okay, what does the Merchant of Steel have? It has a large stone. Not something I feel comfortable putting on the Demon Fiend. It's not bad on Crucible Collector though. It means that we can't place as many morsels with it, but it does mean that its lifesteal is a lot more significant because it might actually survive the first hit of a boss. Or whatever other unit is there. It's something. Can't put it on the Demon Fiend though. Probably gonna reroll. Alright, let's see what our artifact is first. Gorge abilities trigger an additional time means that we could get more lifesteal. And that's it. It's something. Concussive Coals does something in the Seraph battle and the Last Divinity battle, but not much else. The Faulty Loader is not bad. It only helps the first wave, but it's not bad. I think all of these are not amazing, which means I need to pick one that's not amazing because 25 gold is still worse, most likely. I think the answer is going to be Faulty Loader. Gets us past the first wave, which is significant when you've got a Fragile Pyre. Okay, Concealed Caverns next. Please do something for me. Something rather than nothing is better. Okay, you know, it's interesting. The Ember Stasis allows me to have 3 cards that deal 120 damage for 3 Ember. Seems kinda bad. Penitent Remains means that all of my morsels and imps do more damage for the one turn that they survive. But we get 3 deadweights, which is bad. Not too bad when you've got a 42 card deck, but bad. And Weathered Cold Stones is pointless when your Pyre is fragile. So it's really Penitent Remains or nothing. I guess Penitent Remains. It's pretty good with imps and morsels. Just really don't like those 3 extra deadweights. Alright, well, made our decision, now we live with it. Next, I think we do take the large stone and put it on Crucible Collector. And then I think we re-roll. Because Damage Shield 3 is not very significant on the units that we have, especially since we can add lifesteal to those units, not too difficult. And the Strength Stone is basic, I would take it, but we'll probably see another one. Oh, Multi-Strike is what I wanted. Alright, so Multi-Strike goes on the Demon Fiend. That's easy. Fury Stone could also go on the Demon Fiend. It would lose its rage pretty quickly. We could put a Heartstone. I think we put the Fury Stone on the Demon Fiend. And I think we put a Heartstone on the Crucible Collector. Spent a lot of money. I think we still have a Train Steward in the deck. We do. We've got a lot of trash in this deck. There's a 45 card deck with a lot of trash in it. Well, don't feel confident, again. Heaven's Seal is terrible. We can't turn that on, so we just click Fight. And let's see if we can survive this one. Honestly, not sure. So, first turn, we want the Demon Fiend to have the damage shield too. So let's put the Demon Fiend out first. Let's put the Shardtail Queen behind him, of course. I say of course. What if the Shardtail Queen went behind the Crucible Collector instead? No, I like the imps to deal all the damage in the center. Wickless Baron. Man, where do we want a Wickless Baron? I mean, I guess we're going to have to put it at the top, because that's where the Crucible Collector is going to go. It's not going to go at the bottom. Yep, alright. Crucible Collector and the Wickless Baron go at the top. I don't know if the Wickless Baron is going to get many harvest effects at the top, but, you know, you do what you do. Excavation Eruption, we play at the bottom before we play anything else. Great. Good effect. Umbra Stone goes in our multi-strike unit that does lots of damage with Rage. And then, I don't know, we could play a Molting Imp and a Queen's Impling. Or we could just not. Let's play those two, but not the last Queen's Impling. I want some Imp in the decks, but we never really got good Imp artifacts, so the Imps aren't amazing. The only good Imp artifact we got was Hell's Banners, and I guess the Penitent Remains. Fledgling Imp I always like to put in the center. We have a Transcend Imp already. I think we wait on those. Fledgling Imp goes in the center. And then we play Ember Cache and then Mind Collapse. Ember Cache, we don't have an Incant unit anymore, so it doesn't matter where we play these. Mind Collapse goes here to kill you. And then we play Plank and Fortify. Alright. Whatever. Our units are strong, they're just not strong enough, I think. We're doing only okay. Wretch gets back nothing so far. How sad. I'm going to play a Queen's Impling to kill that guy. And use the damage shield. Alright, we could do Impressive on an Imp at the bottom. Or we could play an Imp in the center, which we definitely want to do. And play Impressive on it. Do we want to play Impressive on Imps in the center? I don't think so. I think it's better... Well, it's not better. If we play Impressive, then it deals 50 damage to the front one instead of doing 40 damage to the back one. That's 10 more damage. But they do 11 damage for just standing there, so... Impressive is bad at the middle. So I guess we Impressive a unit down here. Okay. Well, you know, we're not dying at least. It's just that, you know, I'm worried about this battle all the time. So, Impalate can take out one big unit no problem, like you. Unfortunately, I really care more about taking out the back one, but we can't. Let's play Making of a Morsel first, because when we play our Morsel, we're going to draw a card. We want to play a unit to have damage shield other than this Morsel. Not any of the ones in my hand. Yeah. We drew a Transcend Imp. We could play it. We have to play them at some point for them to do much. It's just I kind of want to play them later. We have played a bunch of imps, though. Maybe we could play them now. I think we should play Impelate first, though. If we played the Transcend Imp at the bottom, we wouldn't get the Rage effect, which I really like in the center. But we would crush through a lot of those. Which I would prefer not to make it to the next floor, but I'd rather have the Rage. Ooh, you're taking 39 damage. Okay, I think we're going to play Impelate here, and then Transcend Imp. And then get rid of the Train Steward, and play an Ember Cache, and then Plink once. Alright. Well, don't feel good about this next wave. At least we have Trample on our Demon Fiend. It's just that the Demon Fiend is going to take a lot of damage. It actually dies, as it stands right now. Wow, that's kind of scary. I think we play Imp in a Box first. Imp in a Box first. I do like to see those Fledgling Imps. So we could play Fledgling Imp, Welder Helper, Transcend Imp, Heralds of Production on something. We don't have a way to sacrifice any imps, though. I feel like we need to play the Transcend Imp again. Okay, what if we do a Welder Helper... and then a Fledgling Imp. And then a Plink. You're taking 27 damage still. Ouch. If we play the Plink, we might kill the back one. I mean, as a result of that, we're killing the back one, but we're not just killing the back one. We could play the Transcend Imp at the bottom or save it. I think I'd rather save it. I think we do Perils of Production on an Imp. And then we play Prismal Dust right here. So that you have damage shield. You're gonna lose some of your damage shield this turn, but at least we kill everything in the center. Okay, Making of a Morsel, I like to see that. Let's do that. Play a Morsel Miner. Nothing else we'd like to play more, right? Actually, we could play the Impish Scholar in the center with 2 damage shield. Let's do that. We got back Prismal Dust. Could be a good turn for Prismal Dust. I'm thinking about Morsel Miner at the top again because I think your lifesteal is going to matter again. So let's do that. Let's play our Excavated Ember. Let's play... I want to play Prismal Dust, but I want to play other things as well. Like Plink. We got a Rebel Morsel. Excellent. So, Rebel Morsel goes here, so you get more lifesteal. And then I'm going to put another Making of a Morsel Miner, right here. And then probably 8 more damage shield. Or we could kill this, because that's taking 2 of the damage shield. 2 of the damage shield, or... Actually, it's not taking the damage shield at all, because this hits the damage shield, this hits the damage shield, this kills the imp. Great. Let's do just Prismal Dust then. Another 8 damage shield on you. That is to help me with the boss eventually. Okay. The boss is already here. Scary. Alright. You finally get a harvest. That's good. We could give you more harvest by putting an imp up there for it to die. Don't mind that. Let's start with Excavated Ember. And another Excavated Ember. And another Excavated Ember. Perils of Production. Okay. That is not what I wanted to do with my Excavated Ember, but fine. I think we play the Impish Scholar at the top for it to die. And it would be hit 3 times, so it would die. Great. We can't play the Plink up there, though. Which is fine. We want to play the Plink down here anyway. Oh, perfect Plink action. The Morsel Excavator... Your 1 lifesteal doesn't do anything with damage shield, so I think the lifesteal has to go at the top. Let's do the Morsel Excavator at the top. Excavation Eruption. It's probably worth playing. Before we play the Rubble Morsel, we should probably play Imp in a Box. Oh, Transcend Imp. So we could play Transcend Imp and Welder Helper in the center. And just not bother with the Rubble Morsel. Playing Plinks against you is bad, because it gives you attack value for only 1 damage, which is terrible. For that matter, Queen's Impling against you isn't great either. What is the Transcend Imp going to do? 2 Fledgling Imps, Impish Scholar, Welder Helper. Yeah, we've got to do it in the center. I think we do a Welder Helper and a Transcend Imp in the center. And we just don't play the Queen's Impling, because it would be worse to play than not. Because giving the boss 1 more attack is not worth 10 damage. 30 damage to deal 1 attack might be worth it. I think it probably is. So, Welder Helper right here. And then Transcend Imp. Let's see what we get back from our Consume pile. Got another Excavated Ember. It gives a Fortify. It's not nothing. Okay, we don't bother with the Rubble Morsel. We play Excavation Eruption and nothing else. We don't want to hit those because we want them to kill this Impish Scholar. So Excavation Eruption is the only thing we play. Okay. I don't know how we're going to do next turn. Let's find out. We do have a lot of damage shield. Oh, we win! We win? Incredible. Alright, I'm not even going to play these Transcend Imps, just in case. Alright, we're making it to the Seraph battle, at least. The Seraph battle might be bad, because of the rally and incant the boss gets. But, you know, let's see how we do. We could get an Imp in a Box that has Consume. I think that's probably worth it. It's probably better than Inflame. Probably. Another Ember cache. Oh my gosh. I really do like my Ember caches, but I don't know if you want so many of them in the deck. The Void Binding would be good if it had a Freeze Stone. Without the Freeze Stone, it seems pretty painful. I think we skip. Yeah, I think we skip. Okay. What do we do at the last bit here? Definitely Unstable Vortex is good for me. I still don't know what we duplicate. Of all of the cards in our deck, what do we duplicate? It could be Impelate. It could be another Transcend Imp. The Transcend Imps should be amazing. But I don't know if they are truly amazing right now. They're definitely better now that we have another Imp in a box. So if we were to duplicate, what would we duplicate? I mean, we could duplicate the Demon Fiend. I just don't think duplicating the Demon Fiend is going to be that significant, because it's just going to die if we put it at the bottom. And it's not going to fit at the top. So if we were to duplicate, we could duplicate Transcend Imp or Impelate. Both are decent options. So this is a Transcend Imp or Impelate. This is nothing. This allows us to definitely purchase a trinket, if there's a trinket that we need. This removes 2 cards, including my last Terrain Steward. Merchant Magic versus Merchant of Steel. The Merchant of Steel is a lot worse now that we've filled the slots on our Crucible Collector and Demon Fiend. But it's still not terrible on some of the imps, especially if we get an Immortal Stone, or something like that. I'm going to have to consider this again, thinking about the Merchant of Magic. Alright, Merchant of Magic. What would be good for the Merchant of Magic? If we got a Keepstone on Impelate, that would be really good. Okay, the problem is we need something to make this deck survive the last 2 battles, and that something could be in any of 3 places. It could be in the Merchant of Trinkets, it could be in the Merchant of Steel, or it could be in the Merchant of Magic. If we choose this left path, we get to see 2 of those, and potentially be able to buy more. If we choose the right path, we get to get rid of some trash and add another good thing. So, on average, the right is probably better, but the fact that we might not be able to buy the Merchant of Trinkets artifact that we need to win, if we go right, is disturbing. On average, right is probably better. But we need to shoot for the moon. And I don't know which direction shooting for the moon is. It's probably right. Because shooting for the moon is we can afford the artifact and we get to remove and duplicate. Okay, let's go to the right. Merchant of Trinkets, we've put so much faith in you. What do you have for us? Nothing, because we can't afford any of it. Alright. I mean, Winged Steel would have been good, Resonant Shard would have been good, but none of these give us really what we need. So we didn't get it here anyway. We got an Eternal Stone. We could reroll. I think we have to reroll. Let's peek in the Divine Temple first. True Stone and Twin Stone. The Twin Stone... We could Twin Stone Impolate. It's not the best because it costs, but, you know, Twin Stone on Impolate is not bad. I think we have to reroll. If we reroll, then whatever is here is going to cost, I think, a maximum of 115. I think that's the max that we see. Which means that would cost 175. And then this is 200. I don't think the center one is going to matter. I think the Ember Stone is going to matter. So I think we just re-roll, and then we consider the options. Keep Stone. All right. And it is 115. Keep Stone on Impolate, I think, is our best choice. And then the question is, do we put an Ember Stone on that Impolate, or do we put a Twin Stone on that Impolate? Ember Stone or Twin Stone? We can't do both. They go really well together, but we can't do both. It has a Keep Stone in it, so we definitely want to do these. It's probably Twin Stone above Ember Stone. Alright, Twin Stone on the Impolate. And then we duplicate the Impolate that we just put all that stuff on. And then we're at 145 pack shards, which means we should probably get 10 more, just in case I ever see whatever it is that you get with 150 pack shards. This is easy. We are removing the Train Steward, and we are removing one of the planks. One of the terrible, useless planks. Okay. Can't do anything in the Merchant of Trinkets. Merchant of Magic. I think the Ember Stone is what we want more than a Surge Stone. The problem with the Surge Stone, even if we put it on a plank, is that it messes up with getting stuff back from our Consume pile. I think we want an Ember Stone more. Could put the Ember Stone on the Imp in the box that has the Eternal Stone. I think that's one of the only options that makes sense. Sure. Alright. We've spent our money. Now, apparently we're going to get a True Stone. And put that on a plank to make one of the planks actually worthwhile. We could put it on the Mine Collapse, but I think we're going to put it on a plank. Okay, we're at 150 pack shards. We have a deck that has barely survived. I think the last 3 battles we've barely survived. The last one wasn't as barely as the previous 2. But I think we die. Let's see how fast we die. Alright, melee weakness to the front unit is terrible. However, we could potentially just put a morsel in front of it. If we have a morsel, or for that matter, an imp. Demon Fiend we play first because we want it to have damage shield. We got the Impolate on the first turn. All right. That's nice. Okay. Demon Fiend, you go in the center, you get your damage shield. Then the Shardtail Queen. definitely we put you here. I have to think about that every time, but definitely we put you there. Paraffin Thug, what nonsense. What nonsense that you are what has arrived. Well, unfortunately, we are going to rally at the top because we're going to play the Crucible Collector at the top and one other thing. Let's play the one other thing first. We play the Queen's Impling at the top, which takes out that. And then we play the Crucible Collector behind. Okay. Then we can play Imp in a Box. Oh, we got another Transcend Imp. And a Pyre Chomper, which makes the Transcend Imps give Ember as well. I think we play the Pyre Chomper now. The Umbra Stone goes on you. We don't really need to do anything to you because you've got Dazed 3. We could put the Paraffin Thug at the bottom because I really don't care about it at the top, do I? I mean, if we put it behind the Crucible Collector, it does damage. It's just that I don't really like doing another rally. I think we should, though. I think we actually should. Okay, we could play... We could play another Umbra Stone with the Impish Scholar, or we could get an Ember Cache potentially back. Potentially we get an Ember Cache back. Do we just hit Seraph the Patient with Impelate every turn? Is that viable? That's 450 damage every turn if we can do it. You know, that might be how we win. Maybe. I mean, it's expensive to play it every turn twice, but maybe that's how we win this one. I am going to play my Emperor Scholar. We could play it in the center. Or we could play it at the bottom because it could potentially attack things next turn. We got another Umbra Stone. Not my favorite. Let's play it on the Shardtail Queen. And then do we play a Queen's Impling at the bottom? I think we do. I think we're playing our Imps. Because we've got Imp in a Boxes. Imps in Boxes means we play our Imps. Oh, the melee weakness on our front unit. So sad. So we play a Queen's Impling first in the center. Queen's Impling. Queen's Impling, and then we play Impelate. We have to play the Fledgling Imp as well in the center. Alright, let's play the Fledgling Imp. Now we play Impelate twice, because that's the plan. That's the plan for potentially winning this one, is Impelate twice. You know, Seraph is at 3,400. It's lower than it was. You guys are just tearing through those imps, which is fine. I think we play a Fortify on you, just in case it ever matters. I don't think a Fortify is worth the incant on Seraph. And then we play a Plink at the bottom, which did effectively nothing. Okay. Alright, Seraph is down to 3,000. And Seraph went to the top, which means we play an Imp at the top. Right, we play an Imp at the top. a Queen Zimpling. Seraph doesn't kill it, so we have Ember Drain next turn. That's kind of sad. I actually wanted that to die. We play a Queen Zimpling in the center. In front, so it takes one of the hits. Your damage shield is being destroyed. I think we have to do something in the center this turn. We could play the Transcendent. Transcendent does some things. Well, let's do it. First Transcendent. Got back an Umbra Stone again. Alright, whatever. Now we can play our Impelate at the top twice to deal our 450 to Seraph. It's a plan. You know, we might have to use that plan on the Gilded Wing next turn, though. Do we play Impish Scholar now? Because we could get the Ember Cache back. I like that. Let's play the Impish Scholar, get the Ember Cache back. At the bottom. So, Ember Cache, we play the Ember Cache, and then this Hornbreak can hit the back one, just in case that matters. Okay, things are really bad in the center. An Excavated Ember in the center is pretty decent. This Wretch doesn't get me anything. Darn. Excavated Ember in the center is probably a good plan. Do we play the Molting Imp first? No, because we want the Ember? Actually, we want to play Plink first? Plink first. Wow. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's play something in the center, the Molting Imp, I think. We play the Molting Imp in the center with Damage Shield. And then we play our Morsels at the top. Rubble Morsel definitely at the top. Oh my gosh. The Queen Zimpling is still alive. Alright, Rubble Morsel at the top. We got a Plink that does some damage, but we want to use our Impelate twice, don't we? Maybe we do it once on you. And then the second one on this one, because then we deal a lot more damage with Demon Fiend to Seraph. I guess. And then we play Wretch, which does nothing. And then we play the Magma Morsel here. And then we're done for this turn. We only did 297 to Seraph this turn. My plan is slightly falling apart because we need to spend our Impelate on units. Which, to be fair, of course we do. The Transcend Imp is interesting. We should play Making of a Morsel first, though. Making of a Morsel... I just realized that because of the damage shield, we probably want to play the Transcend Imp in the center with... Because of Chain of Gems, we want to play it in the center with the damage shield. So, we're going to play that now. Alright, and then we play the Morsel Miner, which will draw me a card and give me Ember. And then we can play a Plink at the bottom. Do we play Impelate at the bottom? I think we play Impelate at the bottom. And then we play Plink at the bottom. We play Hornbreak first. Hornbreak, and then Plink, which hit Seraph twice. Okay, whatever. I guess what we're going to do is kill this one with Mind Collapse and then do the Impalate last. So we play Ember Cache, we play a Making of a Morsel, we play a Morsel in the center, and then we play Mind Collapse and then Impalate. So we do 225 to Seraph. We have not yet drawn our damage shield card that adds damage shield to my unit. There it is, Prismal Dust. Prismal Dust we definitely want to play. This is not a great turn to play it, which is so sad. Alright, at the top we need to do something. Because your Trample is destroying stuff at the top. I guess we could play the Welder Helper at the top. We don't like playing Welder Helper at the top, but it might be what we have to do. We have 2 Impalates. So, here's my thoughts. I could play Impalate to sacrifice this unit, and then put the Welder Helper in front with Damage Shield. And then play an Impalate on the boss. That wouldn't do much, but it would deal damage to the boss, and these 2 would survive. Or I could ignore the top and play Impalate at the bottom and play an Ember Cache. I think we should deal with stuff at the top. So, do we play Impressive to destroy this one, or not? If we do, it destroys this. And we would have to play another Imp. If we played the Welder Helper in the middle, we would have the Ember Drain next turn, which I don't really want. Don't really want. We do have Ember next turn though. Okay, so we could take the Ember Drain. We could play the Welder Helper in the center. That would give a shield in front. And then we would still have to defeat this with the Impressive. Or the Impalates. We could just play the Impalates. I think we play the Welder Helper here, though. Welder Helper goes there. And then we impalate the front one. No. We don't impalate the front one. We impalate the one that we just did. That's why we did that. Impressive, the one that we just did. And then we only have 1 Ember, so we can only play 1 Impalate. Which I think has to be here. If we had played 2 Impalates, we would have 2 Impalates next turn. I didn't consider that. Okay, waves remaining 1 is kind of scary. We do have lots of Ember this turn. We just have to have things to do with all that Ember. So far there's not a lot. The Imp in a Boxes might be very useful though. Let's play the Imp in a Box. Molting Imp and a Welder Helper. What does the other one give us? Fledgling Imp and Queen's Impling. So we want to play the Queen's Impling in front here. Maybe we should play Making of a Morsel next, because we get to draw another card. That gives us more information. Nope, we want the damage shield in the center. Have to remember the Chain of Gems too. Because of the Chain of Gems, I want to play an Imp in the center that has damage shield. Like a Queen's Impling. Queen's Impling has damage shield in the center. Next, we play a Fledgling Imp in the center, of course, but first let's play Morsel Miner so that we know what we're doing. with the rest of our Ember. A plink. Well, that wasn't great. We want the fledgling imp. And then what? I would love to do Welder Helper. We could sacrifice an imp in the center and still do Welder Helper. But the Welder Helper is not great in the center unless we sacrifice the front one, which is not useful, so play the Welder Helper at the bottom. We will do... Let's start with Impelate. Actually, there's no reason to start with Impelate. Well, I mean, there's some reason. Okay, so we play an Impelate. Then we play another Impelate. Oh man, the boss has too much health. We need our damage shield card again, and it's not very likely that we're going to get it. So, we can sacrifice this imp, which we will. The only reason to play a Welder Helper is so that my Transcend Imps get the Welder Helper effect. But otherwise it just gives Seraph the Patient 3 attack. The Plink is worthless. Heralds of Production doesn't really do much of anything. I don't think we can handle Ember Drain every turn. So I think we just click end turn. And we need something better next turn. Which, to be fair, is the Relentless phase. Okay, Excavated Ember. Let's go. Excavated Ember. Please give me damage shield granting card. Because we really want that. The only thing that gives me a unit is this. So the Morsel Miner will be the one that has damage shield. You see, the thing is, as much lifesteal as you might have, you're not going to survive it. So let's play the Morsel Miner here. Transcend Imp, alright. I don't know what that's going to do for me, but it's got to be good. Let's play it. We got 2 Excavated Embers back, you know? More chances to draw good things. Including another Transcend Imp. Let's play the Transcend Imp at the bottom. Because we don't have much room elsewhere. We could play it at the top. It would just give me Ember Drain next turn, which might not be bad. But it could be bad, because Prismal Dust might be in my next turn. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. We've got to play the Transcend Imp, though. We want to play things like Fortify first. Things that we can just get out of our hand. The Making of a Morsel we can get out of our hand. Play the Morsel Miner. We can play... We could play an Impressive to get rid of this Transcend Imp and play the other Transcend Imp in the center. I like it. Transcend Imp. It gave me another Excavated Ember, which gave me a Deadweight. Imp in a box. Impish Scholar. You know? Impish Scholar might be good. You still get a rally, don't you? So the Impelates do a lot of damage. Impelate... Let's do an Impish Scholar at the bottom. Excavated Ember. Mind Collapse. Oh man. Wrong X cost card. If we got Prismal Dust this turn, we would be doing amazing. We did not, unfortunately. we've got to play Hornbreak so that we can play an Impalate on the boss for 315. Man, the boss doesn't have a lot of health left. It's just my units die so fast to this boss because of the melee weakness and the trample. Do we just do Mind Collapse? I mean, I guess we do Ember Cache. And then we do Mind Collapse. Okay. I think we have a chance, but the chance is getting smaller every turn. Ooh, we're doing a lot of damage. Actually, we win this turn, don't we? With one Impalate. Oh, we win! I feel like we won barely again, but we won again. Alright, we get to go to the Last Divinity. Can we do the thing here? Also, what happens when you have 150 pack shards? Because I have it, and it's supposed to happen at the beginning of this fight, if I understand. And it's never happened to me. I feel like I almost just have to look it up at this point. Okay. We did not get our big unit this turn, which means we don't get it until next turn. We could play the Crucible Collector at the top or the bottom. Since it has the lifesteal on Gorge, it could go at the top. I usually like putting things in the center, which, you know, the Shardtail Queen is going to go in the center. And it's going to get an Umbra Stone. Shardtail Queen in the center. With 2 damage shield? Nah, let's just have it take 20 damage, right? Because it's going to be in the back. So you get the 2 damage shield. Okay, Shardtail Queen in the center. We got a Horned Warrior. If we put it at the top, it dies really fast. If we put it at the bottom, it also dies really fast, but not this turn. We could put it in the center and have it die really fast. The Horned Warrior is not great. Let's be honest. I think we play the Horned Warrior at the bottom. Because I'd rather have the space than the Horned Warrior. Wow, that's so sad. I'd rather have the space than the Horned Warrior. Maybe we put it in the center and have it die. Okay. We could have it not die this turn by playing a Fledgling Imp in front of it. So it would deal 70 damage and then be there next turn. I don't mind that. Sure. And then we fortify you. We play Mind Collapse on one of those for 43 damage. Seems almost pointless. Umbra Stone goes on our champion. I mean, the Mind Collapse is better played than not played. Let's just do the most damage we can with it. I don't really care about their incants because they have melee weakness and dazed. Okay, there's my Demon Fiend. We cannot currently afford to play the Demon Fiend, but we can afford it if we play Excavation and Eruption and get lucky, or we play Molting Imp, Making of a Morsel. The Making of a Morsel is kind of sad, because what do we do with that? The Molting Imp goes in the center. You're not going to eat many things, but we still give you a Morsel Miner, because we can't fit it in the center with the Demon Fiend. Okay, now we can afford to play Demon Fiend, and we play Demon Fiend. We'll play it behind these two. Okay. It's something. I don't feel like it's good yet. I just realized that I said at the beginning that the lifesteal meant the guy at the top would do things. It doesn't happen if the morsel dies. It only happens if we play the morsel first so that it has damage shield. And we're usually going to want to play something in the center that has damage shield. So I want to play the Impish Scholar because I do want to play the consumed card that's in my discard pile. Your damage shield means that he survives. And then we play a Queen's Impling in the center. We play Heralds of Production on one of those. We play Umberstone on this one. And then we can play Impelate. Ooh, we need to play Impelate a lot of times. Just realized that we had that. Okay. I'm disappointed at how many of those are making it to the top. We probably have to play Impelate next turn as well. The Plink is bad in the center, so we're going to play it at the bottom. Took off the spell shield. Best thing it could have done. Alright. Continue. Oh, everything at the top has spell shield. So the Impelates don't take care of them, which means right now we're dying because of the guys at the top. That's bad. Okay, we need to do something about that. Before we do something about that, we're going to play Imp in a Box. Okay, and then we're going to play another Imp in a Box. Okay, we got some things that might do stuff. We have to take care of the top. And mostly that means we play Plink. Get rid of the spell shield, and then we play Impelate. We need more Ember, so we need to play 2 of these. And I think the Welder Helper in front first. And then a Fledgling Imp. And then Impelate twice, because that's the only way we survive. Impelate so we don't lose right now. Okay, you know, not great. If we win this one, I will be surprised. We got a Weight of Contrition. Okay, what does the top look like? The top looks not great. Not great. The center, we could do another Welder Helper to do its thing. Welder Helper and probably a Queen's Impling, but let's play the Making of a Morsel. Actually, we want the Morsel Miner be in the center, don't we? Yeah, we do. Alright. Weight of Contrition. We have to play an Impalade at the top. Let's start there. Impalade at the top, and then the Hornbreak takes care of you. The Weight of Contrition is real bad with a pyre that's fragile. And then Impalates. I'm going to play the Impalates on the Chains the Sighted next turn. So I think we play it at the bottom. And then play Wretch, no cards to draw. Alright. Another Weight of Contrition, which we're going to have to play. Oh man. What do we do? The bottom looks terrifying. We have to play an Impalade at the top. And we have to play two units for Hell's Banners. We also have to play something in the center so Demon Fiend doesn't die again. So let's start with Queen's Impling in the center. And then maybe an Impish Scholar in the center? We got another Plink back. The Plinks are fine, but we have to play the Impalates. So, play an Impalate. Play another Impalate. My Crucible Collector is going to be gone very soon. And then we play an Impalate somewhere else, so that we have 2 Impalates every turn. Oh man, the Weight of Contrition. I kind of have to play that. I mean, we've got 2 damage shield, but only 2 damage shield. Let's play the Weight of Contrition. There goes an Impalade every turn. I probably should not have played the Purge Impalade, because that cost 1 more. There's a Vengeful Shard, we have to play 2. The middle is terrifying. It's really terrifying. And I don't know if we can do anything about it. We certainly have to play the Queen's Impling in the center. Unless we have to play it at the top to just survive. But if both of these die, how do we even deal damage? Alright, I think we might be at the final impasse here where we just die. I actually can't think of how we survive. We could survive... We've got 2 damage shield, 2 damage shield. If we don't play the Vengeful Shard, that takes up 1 damage shield. I don't think we can survive. Because I can kill... With 3 Ember, I can kill 2 of these units with an Impalate. And then my center dies. And then the Vengeful Shard hits me. And then you hit me. And then you hit me again, and I die. Is there something better I could do than that? I don't think so. The Impalate doesn't really, or the Impressive doesn't really help. Impalate, and we die. Oh right! My guy got to hit. Oh my. So we didn't die this turn. I mean, granted, we've lost all of our units. And we have far too many things at the top. I mean, we can play a Transcendent at the top. Does that do much? It might do something. Alright. What if we play Queen Zimpling Transcendent at the top? We want the Transcendent to have... No, it kind of doesn't matter. Queen Zimpling can have the shield. In fact, we put the Transcendent in front. Okay. That didn't appear to help me that much. We did get an imp in the box. And a making of a morsel. Playing the Morsel Miner anywhere doesn't do much, but it does draw me a card. Which was a Plink. So everything is dying at the top. We can do a fair amount of damage a couple different ways. Let's start with Excavated Eruption. We hit the back one, which means that we get to play another card. Or another couple cards, I should say. We could play a Welder Helper. At this point, we could play the Plink just to get rid of a Spell Shield, and then Impelate. If it just happened to hit the front two Spell Shields, I think we still die. Even with that. But what else do we do, right? It hit the front one, which means we can Impelate the front one. And then this Spell Shield would stop the next Impelate. Which means now we're stuck. We're finally stuck. And a Molding Imp. Oh, we can't do the Molding Imp. Hornbreak. Alright. You know, I am very, very surprised at how far we made it. So even though we died, I'm quite happy with this result. Because we made it all the way to almost the relentless phase of the Last Divinity fight. Ooh, new personal records. Ember spent on a single X-Cost card, 20. My previous best was 17. And Trample applied, 10. Previous best was 6. Alright. That was a good run. I liked that run. We barely made it as far as we did. But we still made it pretty far. Alright. Since this was a loss, no new mastered cards. Which is sad, because there would have been several. On the right, I simply must feature the self-made Harpy, whose multi-strike ripped through my stacks of damage shield, causing me to just barely win that battle. It was the first of 4 battles that I came very close to losing. Chains the Sighted is also here, not because of his own battle, but because of his presence in the Last Divinity fight. His Weights of Contrition and Vengeful Shard were very problematic when my pyre happens to be fragile. On the left, I am pleased to announce that 2 more cards have made it to my 100 battle threshold, where I stop counting. Morsel Miner, the rarest of the morsels, makes it here, and it is the last of the morsels to reach 100 battles. Hornbreak becomes my second non-morsel non-starter card to make it to 100 battles. Ice Tornado is my most picked card, and Hornbreak is my second most. For artifacts, I am featuring 2 that both add capacity. Mind Jax adds 2 in the center, and Railforger's Hammer adds 1 on each floor. Capacity was extremely important this run, since I was playing with both morsels and lots of imps. Even with both of these, I sometimes ran out of space on both the top and middle floors. Check out my tracking sheet, link in the video description. New episodes every Saturday, and thanks for watching.